welcome to another Eagle6 video. What we're going to be doing today here is a review on the Imax B6 Charger. It's a combined review slash how to use it guide, so it's going to help the people who are thinking about buying a Imax or a new charger and other people who are, already have one and just aren't sure how to use it fully. The benefit of this Imax charger and all these sort of new chargers that look identical to the Imax is that it's computer controlled. It will do basically any battery that's currently out there for airsoft or remote control cars. That's the best thing you can, the best way to describe it really is that it does absolutely everything. It's got a built-in balancer, as you can see on the side there, so it will take the balance tab off the lithium polymer batteries. It does 12 volt, it does AC, so you can use it at home or you can use it from the car. It does nickel metal hydride, it does NiCads, it does lithium polymer, it does all the versions of lithium polymer, absolutely everything. So really it's kind of the all-in-one charger, and since you can have these for $34.99, it's basically, there's no reason for anybody to either worry about changing to Lipos or worry about buying a charger, because really compared to the old days when we used to have to pay £100 for a Lipo charger, these are absolute bargains. So there's really no excuse not to have something like this, charging your batteries nowadays. What we'll do is, this is basically a brand new one as you get from the Eagle6 website. Like I say, $34.99. It's important that you check for this whenever anybody out there who's got an Imax that's bought one. These are a certificate of authenticity, basically proving that it's a genuine product. The only problem with the cheap ones off eBay is that potentially they go poof after a little while. So basically a little bit of smoke and suddenly it's not working anymore. I'm sure there's a few people out there who know what I'm talking about. Obviously if you've paid peanuts for it, then replacing it with another one, several times a year, if is not a problem, I guess. But a lot of people out there, when they're buying these things, they look for the word genuine on the product, basically, in the product description. So that's a good thing to look for. Imax obviously comes with a manual. Some of the other ones out there come with digital manuals or something like that, so some people quite like to have this to read through, and there is actually some good tips on there. So in that old classic saying as it goes, if you know what I mean, read the manual. It comes in quite handy on this one, but I'll go over the main tips of it. What we do with our ones is we just don't see the point of selling a product that's that people basically, when they get it, have to add connections to it. So when it comes in, we add the mini Tamiya, we add the large Tamiya, and we add the XT60 connection there, combined with the Deans that you already get on there. That basically covers every single main connection out there for airsoft batteries, unless you've got something that's not quite conventional, in which case you're probably best converting your gun to one of those. So usually your gun, say for instance if it's a Tokyo Marine, will come with the standard Tamiya connections. If it's a GMP, you might come with the Dean's connections. And then some of the new batteries that are coming out nowadays are coming with the XT60s as standard. So you've got a lot of people either converting their guns from Tamiya to Deans or to XT60 for that better connection. So yeah, this covers basically all of the batteries that are out there. So and it's good because obviously you get it with it and you don't have to do it when you actually buy the charger. So we include that in the price, and we think it's worthy of people to spend that little bit extra. What I'll do, if I do the quick charge here, if we get it out, this is completely straight out of the box as you get it. So it's going to show the menu for those people who are now buying it, and then sort of aren't quite sure, obviously because they haven't read the manual or something, and are not quite sure on how to charge up a battery. So if I just do a quick demonstration of it. You don't get an AC charger with it, so see how I've put the AC charger here. So these can be bought from us for £10, or you can try and find them on eBay. Basically they're you can use this straight out of the box, but you need this here and you need to connect to a 12 volt battery. See how it charges, plug in the side here. and then you connect that to a 12-volt source, so usually your car battery or something, and then you can use it straight out of the box. But a lot of people like the convenience of being at home, so you buy one of these AC adapters for it, and then it just plugs in the side. Like so. Then it comes up straight onto Lipo mode. I'm going to zoom in for the rest of it so you can see there. There we go. Then we'll show you the menu system and stuff like that. So hang on, just out a little bit. There it goes. See how we've got the menus. So this one goes through the menu. So we can change the program select to Lipo battery, or we can change it to nickel metal hard drive, or we can change it to NiCads, or whatever the hell that is. Then we go through, and we've got user settings. Now this is important because not a lot of people go into this one, and that actually gives you settings, okay, on the Lipo, which you can change through. So you can set the different voltage types for the different things, batteries. We're going to go through here and show you the check time. Ignore that one. Then what we've got here is it's quite an important one actually. It's the sensitivity for the peak detect. Okay, the default setting here is 7 MNs, whatever that is. Doesn't matter. Then what we do is go in here. We can change it. See how it starts basically at 5 here. There we've got 7 is now default. Now if you're for some reason, say for instance with the Tokyo Marui packs, say for instance your battery is not taking a charge with the Imax. So it's the same with any nickel metal hard drive. Some people assume that it's because it needs to be cycle charged because it's reached its limit on the actual battery, or because it's built up a memory wall. But a lot of the times you'll find that it's just because your peak detect on your fancy chargers that everybody's got nowadays is actually peaking before the battery's taken a charge, whether it's because there's extra resistance coming back from the cells, whether it's due to too many connections or something, maybe causing a lot more impedance on the battery. But if for whatever reason it causes the peak detector to go off, and that's why you've got this setting here to change. So what you can do is bump it up to like 10, 11, 12, 13, something that you want to feel the battery at the end of the charge feeling hot, right? You don't want it to see it smoking and melting, mushroom cloud in the corner of the room. You don't want to see that, but what you do want us to feel is just a little bit of heat to the touch, so you know that it's actually had to do some work and taken a charge. If at the end of it, when you've charged it and it's completely and utterly cold, either you've done an incredibly slow charge, or it's not really taken a charge, never reached its peak. So setting it to something like 11. I think I've got mine on 13 at the moment. And then that'll be there. And then we've got the same thing for NiCads, but no one uses them anymore unless you've got an old battery pack. You've got temperature cutoff. These are all things that are built into the computer chargers just to stop your battery going nuclear. Safety timer. Safety timer is just basically it'll turn it off at 120 minutes, so regardless of whether the battery's charged or not. It can be a safe thing to have on there, because unless you're doing a really slow charge, usually somebody will be charging nickel metal hard drives at I'll go over that in a minute, different charge types and speeds, but yeah, it can be a good thing to have set on there, so we'll leave that on. There's capacity cutoff. Not many people use that sort of size battery. Key beeps. If you've got a non-standard, like a copy Imax, this is the proper beep noise. Some of the copies come with ridiculously annoying beep noise, so if you have got a copy out there, turn the key beeps off, because that can be damn annoying, but still leave the buzzer one on because that will tell you when it's done. What we'll do, we'll go up to the different types now. So now what we'll do a quick charge of a Lipo battery just to show how easy it is. So we're going into the Lipo menu, never been in it for the first time. That's 0.1, so that's 100 milliamps per hour. Okay, so now if we change that to basically people often ask, what do I charge my battery at? Right, so 1.0 amps there, right? So it's 1,000 milliamps, okay? 1,000, so 1 amp is 1,000 milliamps, okay? And if your battery pack is, say for instance, like 2,200, sorry, so say for instance your battery pack is 2,000 milliamps and you're charging at 1 amp now, then that should in theory take 2 hours to do, but obviously there's you lose something, if you know what I mean, during the charge process. So potentially 2.2 hours there you'll be looking at 1 amp to charge a 2,000 milliamp battery. So based on using that, you can calculate for yourself exactly how long roughly it's going to take. So for nickel metal hard drive batteries, you charge at a maximum of 1 amp. It's all about cell ratings. You know, if you really want to look into it, you can look up your individual cell rating for your particular cells based on what they're made from. But not many manufacturers list them. You know, it's generally China made batteries, and they really don't care. You know, if you can get really high quality cells like from Sony or something like that, then they're going to list what they are, but for the most part they're not going to tell you. So yeah, so now that we've got that set of maximum of 1 amp, but that would be considered a fast charge for nickel metal hard drive. We then connect up the wires. And then we're going to plug through to this one. This is for charging the soft mod batteries. Connects onto that, into that. Oh wait, we'll go back out because that's a nickel metal hydride. Hang on, we'll change it to nickel metal hydride. We'll set this one to 0.3 amps. It's going to be a slow charge for this. Then we hold down the button. It does a battery check to check that the circuit's made. If the circuit's made, it's now charging. Okay, so on the right here you'll see the voltage going in. That will be, say for instance, if it's an 8.4 volt, it will usually charge the battery to 9.6 volts. Okay, if it's a 9.6 volt battery, usually charge it to 10.4 or whatever, and vice versa. You usually see one amp above what it should be. So sorry, 1 volt, sorry, above what it should be on the actual charging thing. But either way, this unit will tell you when it's finished. Okay, it will come up flashing there full, and then on the right here you see the actual milliamps that it's putting into it. Okay, so we're at 2 there. Obviously, if this is a 1300 milliamp battery, it should say 1300 at the end of it when you're finished. Okay, if it's completely flat. So so to let you know how much charge is put into it. See how it's here, it's how it's not putting in very fast. So that's potentially going to take quite a long time. It's not even putting any in it at all. So it just puts a little bit in there, and because it's computer controlled, it'll do it for you. Okay, so that's how to charge nickel metal hard drive. So you would obviously leave that until it beeps. What we'll do now is just quickly connect up the Lipo, because I think we're running out of time. Right, Lipo connects like that. So we've got the main connection, okay, for the charging. Now you can charge without the balance tab, but we're going to put the balance tab in for the sake of this review. See how we've put the balance tab in there? That's called a balance tab, okay, TAB, and this is obviously, you know, your normal XT60 connector there. So now I'm going to charge, select thing. Lipo. Right, we're going to charge it. Lipos can handle a lot more power than nickel metal hard drive, so we're going to charge 1 amp here. See how a single cell, there's obviously 7.2 volts or 7.4 volts, sorry, so that's 2 cells. So we're going to go to the next one. We're going to select that. We're going to hold down the button. It's now doing a charge. It's now telling us yes, the circuit's made. Yes, there's 2 cells, and then we press it one more time, and then that starts charging it. Exactly the same thing. See how it's quite a low charge on this one, so it's obviously going to need need a charge in that. And then basically you'd sit there and leave it. If you press this side button here, it brings up the individual cells voltages. If they're completely and utterly out of balance, then you'll see a big difference at final charge between the two. If that's the case, we'll stop this, we'll select the next one over, which is balance, then we'll hold down the button, and it now balances the two cells. But after you've balanced, you would then want to charge again, okay? And if you press the information button here, see how we're bringing up the individual cell things? It's now making the two closer together. Usually you only have to balance once every month. Okay, right, cool. I'm going to leave it there because we're running out of time. Hopefully that covers everything for you, and that's pretty much how you charge the batteries. Okay, cheers.